Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lina, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. Today, we are here to do the Aquarius TarotScope for October 2021, and we are going to be using the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you for viewing my video, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and click on the little bell so that you'll receive notifications of when I go live or upload new videos. I do try to stay pretty busy here on my channel. I do all 12 zodiac signs for the monthly TarotScopes. On Sundays, we have Conjure Crew with myself, Mambo Tanya, and the Black Bonnet Witch. On Mondays, I upload the weekly forecast. Every day, I do a card of the day reveal. On Wednesdays, we have the virtual book club. We are currently reading the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. It has been so much fun following Richard and Kaylin on their adventures, so you are definitely going to want to join us for that. I also pop on from time to time and do free readings, so make sure you get my notifications by clicking that little bell. All right, I feel that I have rambled on long enough. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Card number 1. What is the challenge for this month? And we have Mick the Myomancer. A Myomancer reads the past, present, and potential of all beings in the movements of mice. Mick is particularly fond of reading the movements of field mice, as they are livelier and better fed than church mice. Mick could learn the same things by reading berries or the patterns made by fallen leaves or any one of a billion other things, but his specialty is mice. He can learn endless things from the way they twitch their whiskers and hold their tails. He sees hidden information in the patterns of growth and coloration in their fur, the way the wind rumples it, and how they preen themselves. Little things can tell us a lot. Everything bears messages about the universe around us. Studying the details sometimes enables us to deduce the whole. The entire universe is one piece, and each fragment of that one unity reflects and is connected to all the others. That famous philosopher Anonymous once said, "The lifting of a finger disturbs the farthest star." Mick says it works the other way around, too. He advises us to make a slow and observant study of the little things, and their even smaller details in the world around us. He says that such study not only helps us enhance our understanding of life, unity, and everything, but it also helps to develop a joyful patience and a deeper philosophy. Attention to details is important at this time. Little things are not only important in themselves, but they also give you important information about larger things. Look for the inner, hidden meaning in ordinary objects, happenings, and experiences. Life is trying to teach you something by speaking to you gently. With luck and application, you will get the message before it has to speak to you more loudly. Body language in humans, as well as mice, may give you very useful information at this present time, especially if you learn to read it properly. The clues to the answers you seek and the things you need to know are all around you. You are surrounded by omens, portents, and signs, but not all of the signs are written on billboards in large letters. They are in the small happenings of your life. Be awake and aware. Hint: if you work out what the question really is, it is much easier to recognize the answer when it comes. Card number 2. What positive energies can I embrace this month? And we have the Singer of Courage. Someone once said that courage is not the absence of fear, but that which enables us to experience fear and not be stopped by it. It is also what enables us to do what we believe to be right, even when there is pressure from others around us to do otherwise. It is what enables us to go ahead into the unknown or the perilous, where there are no guarantees of safety or security. In our lives, we are often, even constantly, confronted with a new world, a new way of being in the world, a new way of seeing and of being seen. Ordinary living takes courage, and to rise above the ordinary into the extraordinary takes even more courage. One of the keys to courage is to consider the fear and find a way to let the energy of the fear itself power the action. That is true courage. Often people think of courage as being part of high heroism. It is, but it also has its quiet, hidden side as well, and that may require greater courage because we cannot expect the rewards of praise and approval for it. For example, no courage is needed to be unhappy and self-pitying. We do not need to be self-disciplined or wise for that. However, to open our hearts to the risks and vulnerability of joy and trust requires all of those things, especially courage. Within each of us, there is the terrified inner mouse, and there is the brave inner hero. Either part of us can take over from the other. We get to choose which is in charge. The mouse is a magician with only one trick. It can cast an illusion that is as big as an elephant. Then fear nearly overwhelms us, but we still have a choice. Learning to live with and manage the reactive animal within involves transforming emotions like rage and fear into courage through self-discipline and the help of the singer of courage. Most people have decided by the age of 3 or 4 what they must do in order to survive. From this decision, this belief about how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. Have we the courage to discover and break through these limiting beliefs, awaken to greater possibilities, and go for our objectives? We need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage. Card number 3. What negative energies do I need to negotiate this month? And we have the Soul Shrinker. The distasteful task of the Soul Shrinker is to observe what we say to and about others, especially the mean, nasty, and unnecessarily critical things. By observing our behavior this way, he reflects it back to us, making us more aware of it. This is the Bodhisattva, a spiritual being devoted to helping to bring about the enlightenment of all type of job, and it requires great compassion, understanding, and forgiveness if the Soul Shrinker himself is not to be dragged down to our level. If we are just inwardly spluttering, looking for words, he may even suggest to us the words that express our feelings and energy. Then it is our choice, our test, whether or not we say them. There are 2 important things about malicious gossip: unnecessary criticism, verbal cruelty, sarcasm, and scoring off of others. One is that it demeans the speaker, makes him less, makes his aura darker, and encourages the behavior as a habit, continually eroding the brightness and potential goodness of the speaker. The other important thing is that this is a way that we actually curse others. Even if the recipient doesn't hear the actual words of the blessing or curse, even if the words are not spoken aloud, they are carried as discordant notes through ecstasis' song of the universe to the recipient. Fortunately, that is not all there is to it, or such behavior would be unforgivably wicked. Not that it isn't pretty nearly that anyway. We all have a choice about whether we accept curses or blessings. If we choose not to accept it, then all of the energy boomerangs back to the sender, who then gets a well-deserved double dose of it. Once, long ago, the Soul Shrinker was very beautiful, but listening to and witnessing all of this human ugliness has rubbed off on his appearance, like that of a lovely frog in a polluted pool with his skin raw and forming hideous growths. His heart is compassionate and anguished. His heartfelt wish is that we learn right speech and right thought. Every wicked thing a human says makes the Soul Shrinker more ugly. Every time a human learns this lesson, the Soul Shrinker becomes a bit less ugly. As you can see, humanity as a whole has a lot of work to do on this. Critical and malicious thoughts and words are having a detrimental effect on the situation and the people involved in it. Steps need to be taken to banish this curse energy through love and compassion, or at the very least, through forgiveness and a refusal to accept the curse into oneself. Understanding the implications of this and transforming the behavior and feelings involved is a major and often very difficult step in human spiritual development. One of the things usually involved here is taking responsibility for ourselves and our own feelings rather than blaming others for the way we are. Another part of this process is to learn to be compassionate toward ourselves. If we can do that, it is much easier not to be horrible to and about others. This doesn't mean that we are supposed to be all sweetness and light all the time. Constructive criticism, given compassionately, is a part of being real, and reality is a good thing to be in touch with. Card number 4. What do I need to make time for this month? And we have He of the Fiery Sword. When the song comes into any of the manifest worlds, this world or fairy or another, it first encounters two principles, sometimes called yin and yang, or masculine and feminine, or great god and great goddess. He of the Fiery Sword is the primary manifestation of the yang principle: action, will, movement, force, fire. We see him in many ways, each one an aspect of his total being. All of the great gods and protectors are aspects of this power. The fiery sword is the archetype of all magical and mundane swords, and written upon the blade are the words, "Draw me not without cause, nor return me without honor." His fiery sword illuminates truth and dispels not truth. We can call upon the master of the fiery sword when we have difficult things to do, when we need to take action that is going to require much of us, both in will and in compassion. He will do what needs to be done with love. When looking at this card, my neighbor saw it not as a sword, but as a feather of light. He saw it as a symbol of the ability to fly, to rise above things. Someone else saw it as someone reaching up, ascending, surrounded by multiple reflections, and filled with light and power. The presence of the fiery sword's master in a reading can indicate that there is a need for, clear and focused will and a determination to carry through on decisions, even if much effort is required. Or he can tell us that such will and strength is present in regard to the issues under consideration. We need to consider how he is expressing his will and strength, and how that expression may be enhanced or improved. It is this singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level. He indicates that this is a time to take action based on clear spiritual will. His presence indicates great strength and great potential for good. It also reminds us that, if we call upon him, we will receive assistance. Card number 5. What opportunity should I seize this month? And we have Losguna. The realm of Losguna, the Frog Queen, is extensive, both below and above the waters. Fairy waters are made up of human emotions, sometimes beautifully clear and sparkling, and sometimes disgustingly murky. Different fairies are attracted to different waters. You would hardly expect to find the Soul Shrinker or Old Gluminous Doom happily splashing in clear or sparkling waters, although you might find Nellie's the Alchemist at a murky pool, holding her nose as she waves a clarifying wand over it. Most of the bright fairies avoid such places. However, Losguna knows that there are treasures, lost in disasters or abandoned by pirates, to be found in the murkiest of waters. Exploration is what this card is all about, and through exploring and seeing what we really are, warts and all, Losguna would like you to know that she doesn't have warts. We discover parts of our talents and potentials that have been hidden by old traumas and misunderstandings, or by lack of opportunity. Losguna's explorations are not limited to the realm of the emotions, but also include the world. She wants us to dive deeply into new experiences, even if the new experiences involve flying high. Listen to different styles of music with open ears, try new tastes, look at new sights, and try them all with the open willingness of a child. She especially wants us to explore new ideas. Have you ever noticed how people tend not to explore the territory they live in? how they only visit the special places there when they are trying to entertain someone from out of town. We do the same thing with so many aspects of our lives, and then, sometimes, we grumble that life is dull. Life is always adventurous for adventurous people and boring for boring people. My grandmother told me this when I was 9, and I suspect she got it from Los Gunna. She also told me that if I didn't have anything interesting to do, I might as well clean up my room. I took this lesson to heart, and so can you. If life seems boring and you feel stuck in your puddle, either explore the parts of the puddle you haven't really seen before or jump out and do something new and interesting. I'm sure you, my dear, are not a bored or boring person. Boring people don't get tarot readings from the world-renowned Mademoiselle Lina. Los Gunna tells us to pay attention to our dreams, to listen to the murmur of the waters, to note patterns in the damp, fallen leaves, to listen for the distant high sounds of angelic music among the stars. She also suggests soothing baths, hot tubs, jacuzzis, trips to the nearest spa or hot springs, and dips in the handiest sea, pond, or mountain lake. Mud baths also help us quiet down and become strong enough to explore her territory, which is the earth and the waters, from the depths to the heights. As important as it is to explore the inner realms, she tells us that exploration of the outer realms is also vital. She suggests that we go places we have never been, try things we have never done, take classes in subjects we always meant to study someday, maybe even learn a language and see where that takes us. Explore widely and deeply in our own world so that we develop the adventurousness of our spirits. It almost goes without saying that she recommends exploring fairy. She also suggests kissing any metaphorical or actual frogs you encounter to test for princes or princesses, but I don't know how seriously you want to take that suggestion. All right, my lovelies. Let's take a look at the bigger picture here. Card number 1. What is the challenge for this month? And we have Mick the Myomancer. Pay attention to the details and signs all around you. If someone outright tells you something, take them at their word. They usually mean exactly what they are saying. This goes for actions and body language as well. We may not always be open to receiving the signs and messages, especially if they are not what we want to hear. That does not make them any less valid. Be open to accepting the signs and messages, no matter what they are. We will be a lot better off in the long run if we do. Card number 2. What positive energies can I embrace this month? And we have the Singer of Courage. Let's start by going back to card number 1. Your challenge this month is to pay attention to and accept the signs and messages that you are receiving. You are a beautiful and courageous person. We already know that. So use some of that courage to be open to the signs and messages that you are receiving, that you don't necessarily want to hear. That is real courage. Face your fears. Let your fears drive you forward into the future. Go against your own grain if you need to. Spirit will not mislead you or guide you towards something or someone who will be harmful to you. Trust Spirit and trust yourself. Card number 3. What negative energies do I need to negotiate this month? And we have the Soul Shrinker. We have abused, we have betrayed, and we have been cruel. We have destroyed, we have embittered, and we have falsified. We have gossiped, we have hated, and we have insulted. We have jeered, we have killed, and we have lied. At our core, we are light and truth. We are infinite wisdom and eternal goodness. Yet we have mocked, we have neglected, and we have oppressed. We have perverted, we have quarreled, and we have been racist. We have stolen, we have transgressed, and we have been unkind. We have been violent, we have been wicked, and we have been xenophobic. We have yielded to temptation, and we have shown zeal for bad causes. Don't be ugly. It is simply not nice. Don't do it. There are other ways to give constructive criticism. Be more compassionate and understanding, not only with other people, but also with yourself. Card number 4. What do I need to make time for this month? And we have He of the Fiery Sword. This month, we need to especially make time for our ancestors, fairies, and spirits. They are always here for us, but we need to be extra mindful of their needs as well. However you choose to honor your spirits, do it. This month is the thinning of the veil and leading up to the Day of the Dead. Possibly host your own dumb supper for the spirits. Whatever you do for them this month, make it extra special. There will be times that you will need to call upon them for extra strength and willpower. So, take care of them, as they always take care of you. Card number 5. What opportunity should I seize this month? And we have Las Gana. Take the opportunity to explore and take risks. Explore your city. Go skydiving. Explore new ideas. Kiss a frog or two. Life is so adventurous. Pay attention to everything. Remember card number 1. There are many treasures to be found. This is going to be such an exciting month for you. A month of growth and adventure, amazement and wonder. Sure, we do have some work to do, but it is so worth it. I hope that this reading has helped you and will help lead you and guide you throughout the month of October. If you do feel that it has helped you and that it will help someone else, please feel free to share this video. Sharing is caring. And if you would like a more in-depth and personal reading, you can go to my website at www.conjureknits.com and click on the link at the top of the page that says, Book a Reading. I hope you all have a very beautiful and amazing month. Love you bunches. Shalom.